Hey guys, guy in a wheelchair here. Listen, you'll have to excuse the mess behind me. Miss Guy in a wheelchair is trying to rearrange the room in such a way that my fat ass wheelchair will have more room to move around in it, and I love her for that. So you'll have to excuse this, but I don't think you'll mind because, and I'm very proud to welcome you guys to Deception of Religion number 24. I'm so excited. I've missed doing this so much. I've spent the past 3 hours trying to get everything audio and video synced and optimized as best as possible. I don't have the best setup. Me and Miss Guy in a wheelchair kind of got my computer jerry-rigged. I've got my webcam sitting on a bottle of Listerine, and I've got my microphone sitting over here on my Xbox. So again, this isn't the best setup. And if you guys think the quality of this video is too poor in any way and don't want to see any more videos like this, then let me know and we'll hold off on this until I do have a better setup. Also, just because I'm doing Deception of Religion now doesn't mean that you should expect any more frequent uploads, unfortunately. Because although I do have my computer set up, I'm still living in the same situation, so my time to record videos is limited. But enjoy it. I will try as best I can to get content out to you guys. Anyway, enough of that shit. Deception of Religion number 24. God, it feels so good to say that. We're responding to a YouTuber who I'm sure most of you know. And if you don't, his name is State of Daniel. And in this video, he offers us 4 convincing reasons to believe that there's a God. Now, are these reasons any different than any other ones we might have heard? Probably not. But there's always a different angle, a different approach that you can take. So maybe he takes an approach to some of these reasons that might be able to convince some of us. So let's not be too critical right off the jump. Let's give him a fair shake. Let's see what he got. Take it away, Mr. State of Daniel.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Is it possible to prove God exists? In a scientific sense, no it isn't. You can't experiment, observe, or measure God. But I still think there are a lot of reasons to believe that God's existence is probable.
Okay, so you can't observe, measure, or test God in any way. You say yourself, scientifically, it is impossible to prove that God exists. So in my opinion, this is where your video should stop. This is the end of your video. Because whether or not it's the point you were trying to make, you've already made the point that ends everything else that you're going to say. There's no way to prove it scientifically. How else can you prove something? If you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, you can't measure it, you can't test it, you can't sense it. How are you going to prove it? That's like if I said, yeah, I can run around the house when no one's here, I just run the fuck around. But you can't see it, I can't record video of it because when there's a camera rolling, I can't do it. I can't record any kind of audio of my footsteps because when there's audio recording, I can't do it. It's scientifically impossible to prove that I can do that. If that was my video, that's where it would end.
The reason I wanted to make this video is because if you watch atheists on YouTube, they'll bash and mock religion all day long, but they'll never once give you a reason to actually be an atheist.
Okay, so you're either lying or really stupid. Because most of the atheist videos that I've ever seen that are about atheism give you a good reason to be an atheist. Not that it's the atheist's job to give you any kind of reason, because the burden of proof is on the one making the positive claim, and that's religion. You guys are the ones saying that God exists, something exists, therefore you have to prove it. We are saying we don't believe you. That is a negative claim. The burden of proof is on you. But furthermore, like I said, most atheist videos that I've ever seen do give you a good reason to be an atheist. And that's simply that there's no evidence. You make claims with no evidence. Why should I believe something with no evidence? And clearly, like I said, you're either lying or stupid, because most of the atheist videos that I've ever seen express that point in some way. But yeah, let me lay it out there nice and clear for you so it can't be mistaken. The reason for being an atheist, at least for me, is that every claim that a Christian has ever made has either turned out to not have any evidence or have evidence to the contrary. There, Mr. State of Daniel, are you satisfied now?
And you know what? I don't want to be like that. So instead of being negative and criticizing atheism, I want to give you 4 very distinct reasons to believe in God. Individually, some of these arguments are stronger or weaker than others, but together I think they make a very good case for belief in the divine creator. The first reason is the argument from design. The premise is that where there is a design, there must be a creator. And when you look around the universe and at all of its intricacies, it's pretty clear that there is design. So if there's always a creator behind design, then there must be a creator for our universe. I mean, think about it. If you saw a wooden house on the beach, you wouldn't think that the wind or waves of a hurricane put it together. You would know that someone intelligent put it together. When you see design, you immediately know there's a designer. An atheist wouldn't believe that a painting came together by chance. So why would you think the same about such a wondrous universe?
The argument from design, huh? You're gonna pull that one out the hat? Wow, you blew me away. I wasn't expecting that. How am I ever going to respond? I'm going to look so stupid in front of my audience. That is the stupidest argument ever. Okay? The argument from design, or intelligent design, actually states that the universe was fine-tuned. Okay? Because of the universe's intricacies, there must have been a creator. Because of the creation, there must have been a creator. But that sentence presupposes that there's a creation. You're presupposing that everything was created. If we knew that the universe was created, then logically that must mean there's a creator. But if it comes to be from the happenstances of the laws of physics, then it is not created, or it is created by that, if you want to go there. If I saw a house, I would not assume that it came from nothing. You're right. You know why? Because I can see the guy building the house. I can watch the house be built. I can ask him questions. He'll answer the questions. If I see a painting, I don't think it came from nothing. You know why? Because I can see the painter. I can ask the painter questions. I can watch the painting be painted.
You know, there's actually this theory that if you gave 1 million monkeys 1 million typewriters, they'd eventually randomly type out the entire works of Shakespeare. Yet whenever we see Romeo and Juliet lying around, we don't think it was randomly created.
That's incorrect, okay? The saying goes, if you gave an infinite amount of monkeys an infinite amount of typewriters, eventually they would reproduce the works of Shakespeare. Infinite. That means no end. Infinite.
It's strange that atheists would apply this same logic to the existence of everything. Even if you believe in evolution, evolution is just proof of a divine creator. The evolving order of species from simple to complex sounds very much like a well-designed and very intentional plot.
Okay, I hate it when religious people try to do this. In order to hold on to their very dwindling beliefs, they try to reconcile Christianity and science. You cannot reconcile Christianity with science. You cannot put Christianity and evolution in the same room. Are you fucking retarded? Do you know why you can't do that, Mr. State of Daniel? Because they're two separate stories of fucking origin. You dumb ass. Okay? Evolution was not put in place by a creator. And I'm going to paraphrase Richard Dawkins here because I think he said it best. If God was going to create a universe, why would he use evolution to do it? Why would he use a process that would essentially nullify the need for his existence. When you look at evolution, there's no need for a God. So, if God did use evolution to diversify the earth and the universe or what have you, he was stupid. Why would you choose to do it in a way that makes you look invisible?
The second argument is known as the first cause argument. Everything needs an explanation. If you randomly saw a dog in your house, you would not think that it magically appeared there. You would know that there's an explanation behind it. Maybe your parents got a new dog, or maybe it snuck in when you weren't looking. Everything has an explanation. Everything has a cause because everything is interlocked. You were caused by your parents, who were caused by your grandparents, who were caused by your ancestors. Everything in this world can be traced back and back and back. So it makes sense that the entire universe must also have a cause. The universe has to have a first cause, or it would be impossible to exist. Think of yourself as a caboose on this great freight train, and your parents are the next boxcar, and your grandparents are the next boxcar. There has to be an engine at the end of the train, or else none of the boxcars move. A universe without a first cause is like a moving train without an engine. It's impossible.
Okay, I could attack this one a number of different ways, but I'm gonna just keep it simple and short and sweet here. If your argument is that the universe had to have a first cause and that was God, then what caused God? And whatever caused God, what caused that? And what caused that? And what caused that? We could be here all fucking day. It's called an infinite regression, Mr. State of Daniel. An infinite regression. That means there's an infinite line of what caused this. And if this caused this, then what caused this? And what caused this? We could be here all day, Mr. State of Daniel. All day.
Now, a skeptic might ask, so who created or caused God? But anyone who asks that has actually missed the point of the argument.
Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that. Are you saying a skeptic might say who has caused God, but that would miss the point of the argument. No, it doesn't, Mr. State of Daniel. No, it doesn't. I like how you did that, though. You knew somebody was going to bring up that argument, so you tried to address it so that nobody else would bring it up. You know why you didn't want anybody else to bring it up? Because it makes your argument fall apart.
The third reason is the argument of miracles. I can't perform miracles, and you can't perform miracles. In fact, miracles can't come from any humans, and they can't come from nature. So if miracles exist, then so must God. So consider the miracle of the sun, where the sun cast multicolor lights and zigzagged across the sky for 10 minutes. An estimated 100,000 people witnessed this in Portugal.
Consider the miracle of the sun? The sun! Okay, I just want to draw everyone's attention to the fact that his evidence for this miracles argument is the fucking sun. Okay? Meanwhile, over on Team Logic and Reason and Not Stupid, we've had an explanation for the sun forever. Like, we've had an explanation of the sun for the longest time. We know why the sun exists. We know what it does. And we have a good idea when it's going to end. So, let me just tell you, the reason why he thinks this is a miracle is because religion does not have an adequate explanation for the sun. Okay? Religion does not have an explanation for the sun that is consistent with the laws of physics. So, I'm going to leave this up to you, audience. You can either side with science that has a reasonable explanation that coheres with the laws of physics and has had for decades, or you can put your faith in religion who still can't explain the fucking sun.
Or consider the countless medical miracles that are impossible or inexplicable by even the brightest minds in medicine and science.
Okay, well, I gotta give it to you. The medical miracles thing is a little less stupid than the sun argument, but the problem with the medical miracles thing is this. If I have cancer and I'm not supposed to survive, and I do, calling that a miracle is to ignore all the other cases identical to mine where the people didn't survive. Not to mention, when something like that does happen, you religious people are so quick to jump on the miracle bandwagon, ignoring any other possible factors. Any other possible factors, like my body was a little more receptive to the chemotherapy. No. It was the hand of God. Right? God chose to save me and not these other 50 million people that died from cancer today. No, they're not important. But me, I'm special, right? God cares about me.
Or consider the blood of St. Januarius, which is said to liquefy and solidify annually.
Wow. A Christian can't make a video without mentioning blood. I don't know why God has such a fascination with blood. But there's your blood reference. That's all I have to say.
I myself have witnessed a miracle. I was in Romania one time for a mission trip and I put 5 gospel tracts in my pocket. And throughout the day, I was handing out these pamphlets to people, and it wasn't until the day was over that I realized that I had passed out over 20. I was in Romania with a missions team and we had actually divided the pamphlets among themselves. So there's no logical explanation other than a miracle that I was able to pass out more than 5.
That's your personal miracle experience. Well, I'm sure I put 5 tracts in my pocket and I handed out 20. Okay, so this kind of goes along with what I was talking about before. Like, people ignore other factors. Like, I don't know, is it possible that when you put them in your pocket there were a few stuck together and you didn't notice? Oh, no, that's not possible. It was a miracle. God just wanted you to have way more pamphlets to hand out, right? God said, no, his day is going to be so boring if he only has 5 pamphlets to hand out. It's going to be over so quick. Let me give him 20.
The fourth reason is Pascal's Wager. If you're unfamiliar with Pascal's Wager, he paints this situation where it's impossible to prove or disprove the existence of God, but you must still place a wager and choose one side or the other. If you believe in God, but he doesn't actually exist, then you haven't lost anything. But if you don't believe in God and he does exist, then you're kinda screwed. The whole point of the wager is to make you think about what makes more sense. Are you gonna bet for God or against God? Pascal's Wager is actually low-hanging fruit because it doesn't require any depth or any maturity of faith, but it's just enough to dam the tide of atheism. It's a powerful wager because we all have a need for self-preservation.
Oh my God. I've addressed this same argument so many times. Pascal's Wager. You can't prove or disprove God, so since we can never know for sure, it's better to bet that there is a God, because if you bet that there isn't and there is, you're gonna go to hell. I'm trying to come up with a different retort to this argument, but I just can't do it, and I don't really think it's necessary. Look, if you believe in God only because you're not sure and you're scared of punishment, if I was God, I would not want you in heaven. You didn't believe in me genuinely. You didn't believe in me because you wanted to. You didn't believe in me because you had love for me in your heart. No, you believed in me because you thought it was better than the punishment. Because you were scared of the alternative. You weren't even sure if I existed or not. But you said you believed in me anyway. You went through the motions. You were a fake Christian because you were scared of the result if there was a God. That is the most dishonest, disingenuous form of Christianity. And again, if I was a God, I'd send your ass straight to hell.
Imagine if you were dying and you were in a room and there was a vial with medicine in front of you. It has a 50-50 chance of helping you. Would it be reasonable to try it? Of course. Either the medicine works or it doesn't work.
I don't know if he's just dumb or blatantly unaware of what he's saying. Okay, so here's the issue. You're dying, you're in the room, and there's a vial of medicine in front of you. It has a 50-50 chance of saving your life. How do we know it has a 50-50 chance of saving your life, Mr. Daniel? How can the doctor tell me it has a 50-50 chance of saving my life? You know how? Because it's been tested And on 50% of people, it saved their life. That's why it's reasonable to try it. Not just because some dude comes in a doctor's coat and says, here, take this, it might save your life. No, it has a 50-50 chance. That means they've tried it on people, and 50% of the people they tried it on got better. So of course I would try it, yes, because it's worked on 50% of people.
Either God exists or he doesn't exist. If it turns out that God doesn't exist, then it doesn't matter how you bet. But if God does exist, then your only chance for eternal life and eternal salvation is to believe. So why would you or anyone bet against God? Atheism is a horrible bet because there's absolutely no chance of winning. And you know what? Whether you like it or not, we all have to play the game. We all have to make a bet because at some point or another, we all die. So if you're an atheist, are you confident in your bet? Can you be sure that there is no God?
Okay, Mr. State of Daniel. Can I say definitively that there is no God? No, I absolutely cannot. I don't think any self-respecting atheist would even try to say that because it's an unknown. And I don't think we'll ever know for sure. But considering that nobody knows for sure, to say that they do is extremely dishonest. Now, can I be confident in my bet? No. No, I can't. I absolutely cannot. Do you know why, Mr. State of Daniel? Because unlike your position, my position's not a bet. A bet presupposes that you don't know one way or the other which way something is going to come out, but you place your money somewhere hoping that it ends up your way. I don't have any belief system like that because what I believe has a mountain of evidence that I can lean on. And it's ever growing, might I add. A bet would mean I'm going into something blindly. I'm not going into atheism blindly. I have a mountain of evidence supporting it. What do you have? Nothing. Nothing. Especially an original idea. Your video was full of redundant ideas. All you did was dig up the most used arguments on the internet that have all already been debunked, by the way, and put them all together. All you did was take other people's ideas and put them in your video and claim them as your own. Do me a favor. Next time you're going to make a video like this, put a little disclaimer at the beginning or in the description that says, "Caution, there's not one piece of original content here. I'm plagiarizing. I stole all this stuff from other people." Mr. State of Daniel, how dare you misrepresent what science thinks? How dare you misrepresent what your own religion thinks? And how dare you steal other people's ideas and content? If you try to make a video for Christianity against science and have no idea what either of them believe, then your video is going to be full of misleading information. It's going to be a waste of time. It's going to be stupid. And it was. But most importantly, your video is just going to be wrong!